Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Sandeep Walia, Head of the Department, University Institute of Tourism and Hospitality Management, Chandigarh University. Today we are going to discuss the module Aviation Geography, Flight Time and IATA Traffic Conferences under the paper Aviation Industry, Ticketing and Frontier Formalities. After completing this module, the students will be able to understand about the continents. They will be able to locate the continents, countries, capitals and cities. They will understand the code systems. They will be able to decipher the concept of currencies. They will also be able to know the time concept, GMT, comparative time and the flying time. Dear students, travelers and tourists have a precise idea of places they want to visit, but are unaware of the possibilities that exist in terms of transport opportunities. It is therefore important for the travel agents to have a thorough knowledge of world geography. Even the fares and rules are categorized and put into catalogue as per the International Air Transport Association's geographic distribution and the global directions that the journey takes. One of the basic requirements for fare construction, itinerary construction for a professional is to identify the correct IATA geographic location of countries and cities. Sometimes it is also referred to as traffic conference, as the fare calculations involve the IATA areas which are known as traffic conference 1, 2 and 3 in the IATA's parlance. Dear students, time to play a crucial role, as it is often time constraints of the passenger that make him choose a certain route over other, or an airlines over its competitors. Let us now discuss the continents first. The first question arises that what is a continent? The word continent identifies huge, large, distinct tracts of land or land masses that is a part of Earth's surface. There are various demarcations or divisions of continents, but the most accepted division is the concept of 7 continents in this world. These 7 continents are North America, South America, Africa, Australia, Europe and Asia. In terms of area-wise, the largest continent is Asia and the smallest continent is Australia in this world. Africa is the second largest, followed by North America, then South America. Antarctica and Europe are just bigger than Australia. Asia is the most populous of all the continents and the least being Antarctica. Let us now discuss about the oceans of the world. Oceans occupy a huge area of Earth's surface. They are important as they divide the continents, and some of the longest air journeys are conducted over them. The 5 oceans are Arctic, Atlantic, Indian, Pacific and Southern. The largest ocean is the Pacific Ocean, followed by Atlantic, Indian, Arctic and Southern Oceans. Pacific Ocean lies in between the America and Eurasia continents. In the southern part lies the Australian continent. The equator demarcates it into 2 parts, the North and the South Pacific. Being the second largest ocean, Atlantic is also the world's busiest ocean. It has approximately 1/5 of the Earth's surface under it. Europe and North America are separated by the Atlantic Ocean. Similarly, it separates Africa and South America too. Named after a country, Indian Ocean lies in the south of Asia and to the west of Africa. Another name for the Southern Ocean is the Antarctic Ocean. Some geographers even classify it as an extension or amalgam of Atlantic, Indian and Pacific Ocean. There are a lot of icebergs because of its location. Located on the north pole of the earth is the Arctic Ocean. Arctic Ocean is surrounded by Asia, Europe and North America. It is the least saline ocean. If one talks about countries, then it is guarded by Alaska, Greenland, Norway, Russia and Canada. Let us now discuss about IATA areas or about the IATA traffic conference areas. The world is divided into two neat parts, the Eastern Hemisphere and the Western Hemisphere. The Eastern Hemisphere refers to the half of the Earth which lies in the east of the line known as prime meridian. This is the same line which crosses the place known as Greenwich in England and the west of antimeridian. The Eastern Hemisphere will include the following continents: Australia, Europe, Asia and Africa. Another name given to this is Oriental, as this part of the world is still considered to be old in terms of socio-cultural parameters. The other half of the earth besides the Eastern Hemisphere is known as Western Hemisphere and lies to the west of the prime meridian and to the eastern of antimeridian. The Western Hemisphere will include the Americas, North and South America, western side of Eurasia and Africa, the lowermost east side of Russia, parts of Oceania and just a tiny part of Antarctica too. Besides, the Eastern and the Western Hemisphere, which are the two parts of the world as per the elementary geography, is further divided by International Air Transport Association into three traffic conference areas called as the IATA areas or TC1, TC2 and TC3, which comprise of further sub-areas and that is different from the geographical definitions. With the areas divided, each area is also divided into three different parts, and with this it makes it easier for airline to determine the routes and price for every destination. Let us now discuss about International Air Transport Association World Geography. For the better understanding, the International Air Transport Association has divided world into three areas as TC1, TC2, TC3 or the Traffic Conference Area 1, 2 and 3. It is here to mention noteworthy that the Ural Mountain of Russia and Tehran in the Middle East divides Traffic Conference 2 and Traffic Conference 3 areas. Traffic Conference 1 is known as Western Hemisphere. Traffic Conference 2 and Traffic Conference 3 are together known as Eastern Hemisphere. Dear students, let us now discuss first the Traffic Conference Area 1. International Air Transport Association Area 1 or TC1 or IATA Area 1 or TC1 is composed of the Western Hemisphere. There are classifications and sub-areas as well. The Traffic Conference Area 1 can be divided into the below mentioned sub-areas. The headquarters of International Air Transportation Area is in the Traffic Conference 1 at Montreal, which is in Canada. The first classification will include North America. This will include Canada, Mexico, USA, St. Pierre and Miquelon. Then the next one is Central America, which includes Belize, Guatemala, Costa Rica, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua. The third is the Caribbean area that includes Bahamas, Guyana, Bermuda, French Guiana, Caribbean islands, which will include Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, Aruba, Barbados, Cayman Islands, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Grenada, Haiti, Jamaica, Martinique, Montserrat, Netherlands, Antilles, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago, Turks and Caicos Islands, Virgin Islands and the British. The next one is the South America, which includes Argentina, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, French Guiana, Suriname, Brazil, Guyana, Uruguay, Chile, Panama, Venezuela, Colombia and Paraguay. The second classification of Traffic Conference 1, the sub-area will include the following. North Atlantic sub-area, which covers the following countries like Canada, Greenland, United States of America and Mexico too. United States of America will include Alaska, Hawaii, Puerto Rico and the United States Virgin Islands. Mid-Atlantic sub-areas will include the Caribbean area and sub-areas Central America, South America plus Panama Canal area, excluding Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Paraguay and Uruguay. Then the South Atlantic sub-areas includes the countries like Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Paraguay and Uruguay. Then the next is International Air Transport Association Area 2 or the Traffic Conference Area 1. IATA Area 2 or Traffic Conference Area 2 consists of Europe, Africa, Asian islands and parts of Asia west of Ural Mountains, which include Iran and Middle East countries. It also includes Europe, Africa, Middle East. The zone's headquarters are situated in Geneva, which is in Switzerland. Europe, the countries included are Albania, Finland, Algeria, France, Andorra, Georgia, Armenia, Germany, Austria, Gibraltar, Greece, Belarus, Hungary, Belgium, Iceland, Bosnia, Ireland, Bulgaria, Italy, Croatia, Latvia, Czech Republic, Denmark, Lithuania, Estonia, Luxembourg, Macedonia, Morocco, Malta, Netherlands, Moldova, Republic of Norway, Monaco, Poland, Switzerland, Tunisia, Romania, Turkey, Russia, west of Urals, Ukraine, San Marino, United Kingdom, Slovakia, Yugoslavia, Spain, Sweden, Balearic and Canary Islands, Portugal including Azores and Madeira. The next one is the European Community. Countries like Austria, Belgium, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Iceland, Ireland, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, Spain, Sweden and United Kingdom. Then the next one is the Economic and Monetary Union. In these the countries like Austria, Belgium, Finland, France, Monaco, Germany, Luxembourg, Ireland, Italy, Netherlands, Portugal, Spain, Denmark, Norway and Sweden are there. The next one is the Africa. Africa is subdivided into the regions as follows. The first one is the Central Africa, which includes Malawi, Zambia and Zimbabwe. The next one is the Eastern Africa, which includes Burundi, Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Kenya, Rwanda, Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda, Southern America, consisting of Botswana, Lesotho, Mozambique, South Africa, Namibia, Swaziland and Libya. The next one is the Indian Ocean Islands, which include Comoros, Madagascar, Mauritius, Mayotte, Reunion and Seychelles. The next one is the Western Africa, which includes countries like Angola, Benin, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Cape Verde, Central African Republic, Chad, Congo, Cote d'Ivoire, Democratic Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Gambia, Ghana, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Mali, Nigeria, Niger, Principe and Sao Tome, Senegal, Sierra Leone and Togo. Then the next one is the Middle East, which includes countries like Bahrain, Qatar, Cyprus, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Sudan, Iran, Iraq, Syria, United Arab Emirates, Israel, Yemen, Jordan, Oman, Kuwait and Lebanon. The next one is the IATA Area 3 or the Traffic Conference Area 3. Area 3 is composed of the whole of Asia and the adjacent islands except the inclusion of Area 2, the East Indies, Australia, New Zealand, the neighboring islands in the Pacific Ocean except those are included in the Traffic Conference Area 1. The Traffic Conference Area 3 In Asia, east of the Urals, Oceania, Australia, New Zealand and South Pacific Islands are there. The first one is the Southeast Asia, the second one is the South Asian subcontinents, the third one is Japan, Korea, the fourth one is Southwest Pacific. The zone's headquarters are situated in Singapore. Let us discuss first the Southeast Asia sub-area first. Countries like Brunei, Darussalam, Cambodia, China, excluding Hong Kong, Christmas Island, Cocos, Guam, Hong Kong, Asia, China, Indonesia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Laos, Macau, China, Marshall, Malaysia, Micronesia, Mongolia, Myanmar, Northern Mariana Islands, Palau, Philippines, Russia east of Urals, Singapore, Taiwan, Tajikistan, Thailand, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan and Vietnam are there. In South Asian subcontinent or the sub-area, countries like Afghanistan, Maldives, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Pakistan, India, Sri Lanka are there. The next one is the Japan-Korea sub-area, and in this the countries like Japan, North Korea and South Korea are there. The next one is Southwest Pacific sub-area. In this the countries like American Samoa, Australia, Cook Islands, Fiji, French Polynesia, Kiribati, Nauru, New Caledonia, Loyalty Islands, New Zealand, Niue, Papua New Guinea, Samoa, Solomon Islands, Tonga, Tuvalu, Vanuatu, Wallis and Futuna are intermediate islands. Dear students, let us now discuss about the concept of time. To understand time, it is important to understand the concept of longitude. First, Earth has imaginary lines running across it known as longitude and latitudes. Longitudes are the ones which determine the time. Today, the meridian line through Greenwich, England is considered as the reference point for longitudes. This line is also known as the prime meridian. The prime meridian has been configured as 0 degree longitude. We have studied earlier that it is the one which makes up the demarcation point for eastern and western hemisphere. All the other longitudes are measured and named after the angle they make with respect to the center of the earth from the intersection of the meridian and the equator. The globe has 360 degrees and thus there are 360 longitudes. The meridian which stands opposite the prime meridian on the other side of the globe is the 180 degree longitude. In aviation, flight timings are a major concept as the departure time is always provided of the city from where the departure is taking place, and similarly arrival time is the local time of arrival or the destination city. Terms like STD means standard time of departure and STA in capital letters means standard time of arrival. ETA in capital letters means expected time of arrival and ETD in capital letters means expected time of departure. Whereas ATA means actual time of arrival and ATD means actual time of departure, which is used in for the aircraft's movement. Then the next one is the longitude and time. A day has 24 hours and the earth revolves on its axis to complete 360 degrees in 24 hours. So, in an hour it covers a distance of 15 degrees and thus covers 1 degree distance in every 4 minutes. The revolution direction is west to east. In case we are headed towards east, we gain an hour, and if we move 15 degrees westwards, we lose an hour. As Greenwich Mean Time is the standard, so places that fall east of Greenwich see the sun beforehand and in turn again time, whereas the places on the west of Greenwich see the sun an hour later and thus lose time. In case one is well aware of Greenwich Mean Time and the longitude position, one has to only add or subtract the required number of hours from the mentioned longitude. An easy formula to memorize the concept is EGA, that is east gain add, and WLS, that is the west lose subtract. Local time at Laos, which is 3 degrees east of London, will be 12 minutes ahead of London. If it is 12 pm at London, the Laos, it will be 12.12 pm. But at the same time, local time in New Jersey, which is 74 degrees west, will be 4 hours 56 minutes behind London, or it would be 7 am 4 minutes. So at the same time, on a globe, London and Nigeria's resident will have their lunch, and the people at New Jersey will be busy with their breakfasts. Because of movements of the earth, the people on earth will witness different times in different parts of the globe. Greenwich Mean Time, or the GMT. Greenwich Mean Time, or commonly called as GMT, is the mean solar time of the Royal Observatory situated at Greenwich, London. GMT was formerly used as the International Civil Time Standard, now surpassed in that function by Coordinated Universal Time, that is UCT. Nowadays, Universal Time is generally called as UTC or UT1. Let us now discuss about Daylight Saving Time. DST, or Daylight Saving Time, is a change in clock done by certain countries during the summer months when the sunlight is for a longer period of time. In this practice, the clocks are advanced by an hour in the summer months so that the increased daylight can be utilized. This way, sacrifice is made on the normal sunrise timings. Dear students, let us now discuss about the reasons for daylight saving time. Daylight saving time, or DST's main purpose is to utilize the increased sunlight during the month of summers in a better fashion. In this way, the clock are readjusted in a way where we move an hour of daylight from morning to the evening. Each country decides its own change date as to when it has to implement the daylight saving time. Then the next one is the international dateline. The 100-degree longitude is the place for the international dateline. It is located in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. This line segregates the two consecutive dates of the calendar. The line has been knowingly been kept zigzag as the geography of many Pacific countries would have disturbed. Places like Kiribati, Samoa, Tonga and Tokelau in the eastern hemisphere to the left of the international date line, the date will always be one day ahead of the date to the right of the international date line in the western hemisphere. For example, if someone is observing Tonga and American Samoa, they both will show similarity in time, but the time will differ exactly by 24 hours, which will change the day. This is because American Samoa's location in the Western Hemisphere. American Samoa is in the Western Hemisphere and lies on the opposite side of the international date line from Tonga. Similarly, traveling west and observing the time in Fiji, it will be observed that it is an hour earlier than that of Tonga. Whereas if Hawaii, which is more to the east of American Samoa, will be 1 hour later in time. So here also when we travel east across the international date line, we have to subtract a day or 24 hours. Similarly, in case of reverse, which is traveling west across the international date line, will result in a day being added. For example, if it is 12 noon at Greenwich, calculate the local time of the places located on the following longitudes: 69 degree east, 30 degree west and 12 degree east. The answer for this question is 69 degree means 69 into 4 is equal to 276 minutes. East means time will be added. 12 noon at Greenwich means 69 degree east will be 12 plus 4 hours 36 minutes. That is 276 minutes is equal to 4.36 pm. 30 degree means 30 into 4 is equal to 120 minutes. West means to be subtracted. 12 noon in the Greenwich means 30 degree west will be 12 minus 2 hours. That is 12 minutes is equal to 10 am in the morning. 12 degree means 12 into 4 is equal to 48 minutes. East means time will be added. 12 noon in Greenwich means 12 degree east will be 12 plus 48 minutes is equal to 12.48 pm. For example, what is the local time in Singapore when it is 1200 hours in Greenwich Mean Time? The answer is Singapore is Greenwich Mean Time plus 800 hours. This means Singapore is 800 hours ahead of Greenwich Mean Time. This makes it 1200 plus 800, which equals to 2000 hours. Let us take another example. What is the local time in Bangkok when it is 1200 hours in Greenwich Mean Time? The answer is Bangkok is Greenwich Mean Time plus 700 hours. This means Bangkok is 700 hours ahead of Greenwich Mean Time. This makes it 1200 plus 700, which equals to 1900 hours. Let us take another example. What is the local time in Bella Vista, Peru when it is 1200 hours in the Greenwich Mean Time? And the answer for this is Bella Vista in Peru is Greenwich Mean Time 500 hours. This means Bella Vista is 500 hours behind of Greenwich Mean Time. This makes it 1200 minus 500, which is equal to 700 hours. Dear students, let us now summarize what we have discussed in this whole module. Despite the entry of portals, principal's direct website, yet the travel professional remain indispensable is because of his knowledge of routing areas, destination knowledge, and grasp of time concept. It is amazing how geography's basic concepts merge with the aviation and forms totally new discipline, that is the aviation geography. Be it the longitude, daylight saving time, Greenwich Mean Time, date changes, time changes, all are of utility for a traveler and in turn for the travel professionals. Flights cover various kinds of time zones, hence the students need to be conversant and professionally be able to convert local time into the Greenwich Mean Time and convert Greenwich Mean Time into local time. A thorough reading and understanding of time zones, international time systems, conversion of times, and often the time help us to know the total transportation time too. With these words, I sum up the module. Thank you.